So we saw about the most awkward, bizarre, I don't even know what to call it, interview that went down the other day when Ak was chopping it up with Kanye West.
You're doing this interview with him. He answers the door in regular street clothes and then comes back dressed in the black KKK hood. How do you just act like that's not happening when you're talking to him? Like, I saw the video of you like trying to mic him up underneath the hood. It's not normal.
Yeah, he gave me a heads up, and I read the text wrong at first. He was just like, I'm wearing my black outfit, and I was like, well, black's my favorite color. I'm thinking he's just gonna wear black.
Yeah.
And then I read it again. It's like, no, I'm wearing my black KKK outfit. And I mean, I tried to at least start the conversation by saying, why this representation? You're right. It's hard to ignore the obvious. That's the elephant in the room. He's sending very strong symbols that, again, he's walking around with a swastika chain.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Having conversations with him on camera and even off camera, even if you disagree, he is making some coherent points.
But I guess the problem is, Zach, will anybody hear any of those coherent points when you have swastikas up and down your track list and your album cover is a Ku Klux Klan member hugging the Grand Wizard of the Ku Klux Klan? Kind of hard for people to overlook that stuff, no?
And I've had that conversation with him yesterday. If you did see yesterday, I published a series of our text messages, which, by the way, he gave me permission. He says, feel free to post these. And I did ask him this. I said, well, how do you plan to continue in music if, you're going against these people or you're putting out images or whatever that maybe, say, a Live Nation might not want to do business with you, where how are you going to go on a tour without them? How are you, if, let's say, Spotify doesn't want your stuff up there, which they haven't said they don't, but what he told me directly, he said, listen, God instilled him that he'll find a way. And this is why I think he's not trying to go with anything that he supposedly doesn't want to go with. He's like, all these images I want to do, and if anyone can't handle it, I'll figure out a way to put it out.
So how about that? It wasn't a spur of the moment type thing. He texted ahead to Akademiks and let him know that he was going to be rocking that particular clothing that he wore. And, the black KKK outfit with swastika chain. And, of course, the new album artwork that dropped. The Game put it out there. Kanye put it out there. You heard the TMZ dudes, the Grand Wizard, and being hugged by some other Klan member. And then you're hearing Akademiks talking about his experience with Kanye West, which I thought that was the most bizarre, bugged out interview. Like, the energy was weird, and I don't know, Ak didn't really seem that himself as far as his other interviews that I've seen. I mean, granted, there was a lot of wild ish going down, but to hear Ak saying that he's making coherent points and stuff like that is wild, because I want to know what everyone out there thinks. I've been thinking Kanye been losing it, that he's not right mentally, that he's off the nitrous, which we saw in one of his old assistants outing him to the world of the media, and was even trying to get the dentist that was selling Ye this $25,000 or $20,000 worth of nitrous a month or whatever. He reported him to the medical board and all that, as well as taking advantage of rappers and other artists with some old fake ass grills and stuff like that, just on some sucker-ish. Like, it looked all legit. Like, Ye's really off this nitrous. Blocked up. Like, what's really good? What's going on here? This man's losing his mind. But to Akademiks, he's saying he seems coherent and okay. But I don't know what kind of rapport they have and how much they've hung out and all that. And he spoke with them previously, you know what I mean? Because he's saying all that. And then when Ak asked him about doing business going on tour, Spotify and stuff like that. Well, what are you going to do if they try to pull your music down? And what are you going to do tour-wise? And he's just saying, God willing, he'll find a way. I don't know. I mean, the man's already crazy rich, right? He was talking about he's a billionaire. Is he just ran out of ish to do and he just wants to ruffle feathers or just catch people's attention at this point? Or is there a message behind this? What do y'all think about it all? Everyone tap in. But you heard Ak, according to him, Kanye is there coherent of what's going on. He's not this madman that everyone thinks he is, that these are calculated moves, I guess Ak is saying, according to him. As far as them texts go, I haven't seen them all yet, other than just him asking for a link to post it up on Twitter, and that there's a part 2 coming. So comment to everyone, just your thoughts about all this, and if you watched the interview in its entirety or not, and what you make of just everything going on with Kanye.
End of the world, there's Heard, H-E-A-R-D, Heard Island, and also McDonald Island. They're in Antarctica. They are only reachable by boat, and it takes 2 weeks by sea to get there from Australia. Heard and, what's the other one? McDonald Island, sorry. Heard and McDonald Island, I know I don't have to apologize. I'm not offending anybody. They're totally uninhabited, both of them. They're also active volcanoes, so even if you wanted to move there, even the penguins might caution you, right? But they're active volcanoes, one on each island, on both Heard and McDonald Islands. I will say those volcanoes and the penguins and seals who live there, they will never menace the American economy again as they have in the past by flooding us with their cheap exports of what, like fresh air, cool breezes, a waft of eau de penguin? I don't know. What do they send us? The uninhabited Antarctic volcanoes of Heard and McDonald Islands were just slapped by Donald Trump today with a steep 10% tariff. Are you tired of all the winning, America? Can you just feel the practical economic benefits that MAGA leadership is bringing to us at last?
And if you think Akademiks held his own in that interview, or the energy was off, or just what you think of interview-wise, period. Yo, this is crazy right here, man. The news people are having a blast roasting Trump out here, putting tariffs on volcanoes and penguins, man. The penguins ain't even know it. But you see rapper My Son laughing at this, right? But then putting up that this has happened in the past with this is the third time that the tariff situation has happened. And you see him saying that anytime in the past, right, there was 100 years in between each time, so people could forget about the last one and make sure everyone was Dutch. You know what I mean? 1828, 1930, and then 2025, damn near about 100 years apart, because everyone who remembers the last one needs to be Dutch for the next one to happen. The last two caused depressions. This one will totally make us rich, though. And you see My Son says, don't mind me, I'm just fear-mongering. What do you guys make of all this? Trump's presidency thus far, the tariffs, you know what I'm saying? The mass tariffs going on everywhere. Elon, the Doge stuff. It's crazy, man. It's like Kanye and Trump, who are actually bros. And it was so wild, too. Someone pointed it out recently that Kanye's followers and Trump's followers are very much alike. The MAGA, supporters and the Kanye supporters have a lot in common. And we know that Trump and Kanye rock together. It almost makes you wonder if they strategize things together, or they've took pages out of each other's playbook and all that, But both of them are doing the most right now. And My Son believes, reading through the lines, that the last two, this one's gonna make us totally rich. Obviously, that's some sarcasm, that it's gonna block everything up. Are we headed for another depression or what? Tap in on all this, sub up, and I'll catch you on the next one. Is coffee. Peace.